Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Manan, and today we will actually be talking about something we talked last week with our Lord of War video. So actually, let me show you. So this video I had posted, and it was supposed to be a gift guide for you, um, and to like make you understand how you make your Lord of War strong. But in the process you would also be making your heroes strong. So I maybe I didn't make it clear, but this video was mostly focused on making your warlord stronger. But in any case, people started saying me what I missed and stuff. So I thought let's make a video to address all the missed stuff I can. So let's start with this. So first, before we start with the things like beta harden and stuff, let me actually talk about prisms a little bit. Looks like I actually made some confusing and I don't know, like contradicting claim. So let's make this clear. So let's see in our game itself and not the video. So here, let's go to one of the support prisms. So like if you don't understand the context, I encourage you to watch my earlier video so that you understand what I mean, right? So here you see what I told you earlier was there are a few prisms that gave you arrays, like that gave you more. This to not awaken, right? So 1% without even awakening it at level 1, right? So you can do this and start searching for it. For example, not this one, not this one, not this one. Yeah, for example, this one. See, even if it's not awakened, you get like 0.8% versus 0.6%. So sorry, I said 1% again. See, so this kind of mistakes I make and people get confused. So I'm really sorry for that. I'm trying to improve, but yeah. So there are a few prisms that even not awakened, you get a lot more bonus than that, right? And these prism weirdly gets to 10% bonus, attack and health bonus at level 10. This one I think it gets to 7.5% at level 10. So to make our maths easy, I was just talking about this, and when I said if I have 10 prisms at level 10 and you get 10% increase each, I didn't mean to say it's going to be 100% increase actually. So basically 100% increase means you're gonna get double your stats, right? But that was not what I was trying to say. Yeah, so maybe that was a mistake. But prisms, the way they work is the stats are kind of they are compounding, like in interest. Like when you get something and you have to pay 10% interest, what happens if you don't pay it on the first year? You have to pay the next year interest on top of the interest that you accumulated in the first year, right? So for example, if you start with 100 and you get 10% interest in 1 year, the total amount is gonna be 110, right? But then if you don't pay anything, next year the 10% of 110 is 11, so that 11 is gonna be added there, so it's gonna be 121, right? So it compounds like that. So whenever you have more and more 10% stats prism, it gives you 10% on top of what you already had. So it's multiplicative. We also say it's multiplicative and not additive. So this is how prisms work. So that is why when you start having more and more prisms, your stats start to skyrocket a lot fast. So please understand that, and that is why I told you to focus on prisms. Now let's go back to our YouTube comments and see what our viewers have to say. So yeah, so this is by voice. So he pointed out a few things that I could do to increase the stats. So he said, so understand how is terming these, naming these terms, right? He said gives a descent to a large amount of stat, right? So he says descent to large amount. So if you remember, I was talking about the true stats, fake stats, somewhere in between, right? So he doesn't want to use those terms because none of these features are like really true stats, but they are not false as either. So yeah, so that's why he's saying it might be giving you decent or maybe even large amount of stats. So I'm sorry, voice, for using that those terms very loosely in the earlier video. But yeah, so let's dive into it, right? So battle harden. So this is battle harden, like you see these pink things, right? And this, when you go to this section, you see battle harden features. So read carefully here. At level 1, it says your allied allied, how do you call this? How do you pronounce this? Allied. Okay, your allied hero units attack and max health by 4%, right? So this is gonna give you almost true stats. Like, it's not true, but it's very close. So you'll get almost 4% increase on health and attack of all your units, like all hero units from his side. And when this ability is active, so this is the secondary effect. For this video, where we're not gonna talk this the first effect, which is stats for everybody. So if you go to level 2, it says that same stats jumps from 4% to 8%, so 8% more attack and 8% more SP. It's not exactly that, you have to calculate. And then third one, it only jumps from 8 to 10, right? Like 4 to 8, 8 to 10. But the interesting is, when you do the actual calculation, this doesn't actually increase by 2% more, like if we check the differences. So that is why you should not be calling them true stats, but the stats you get from here is also really, really high. So that is why you should try to get these if you can. There is one small gotcha here, you have to be careful. So if you go to gladiator and then check Lee, so this was a big mistake from my side, but anyways, let's check. He's harden, what it says, increases Lee's max health by 10%. See, so it only talks about Lee's health. At 2, increases in Lee's total health from 10 to 20. So this is the problem, right? It increases Lee's own health but not other heroes. Let's filter by battle harden and just check all the heroes. Yeah, so if you check her, you get 4%, then 8, and then 10. And then for, where is he? Yeah, and then for Lee, there's 10% health, and then 20% health, and 30% health. So yeah, of course the health is a lot, like the increase itself a lot, and Lee is very important hero, so it's useful. But if you instead of maxing him, if you had invested a little bit more on other important heroes, maybe the impact would have been overall better. But what I want to tell you is, make sure you read these, because there are inconsistencies. Like, for example, if you go to Avalon, it says all friendly units. So here it was selling all allied hero units, right? And here it says all friendly units, but the amount is half, right? It's only 2% here, and then at level 2 only 4%, at level 3 5%. So it's basically half of what it promises to give. But this one is going to give that stats to your dragons, your troops, your heroes, everybody. This one is only for heroes. Well, but of course heroes also means a lot of war. Actually, I don't know, I've not tested it, so I can't say. I would assume so, because it doesn't say it doesn't improve a lot of war. But yeah, this one, yeah, allied heroes attack and max health, allied heroes attack and max health. So yeah, basically most of this gives more stats to your heroes units. So hero units attack and max health. So hero units are they can also be Praetorian and stuff. So yeah, you can test it yourself. I encourage you to do it, right? But yeah, Okay. Next thing is temple. So let's go to temple. Wow. My tanks are glitching. I don't know what happened, but yeah, whatever. So let's go to temple. So these all these statues. So you see these statues have these milestones. But what you have to understand is this milestones, the increase in attack and health advantage by 15%. Like this is not like really true. It gives a little bit increase, which might be helpful for you, but I just like I usually ignore this. I only try to check like if I'm getting, for example, here overall damage dealt by garrison units, right? So this is damage dealt. When something says damage dealt, it is almost always true, because I don't know why, but when it says attack, it might not be true, but it says damage dealt. So this you can test it. Like you can have this and not have this, and then hit your wall with a weaker account, and then you can test this. But yeah, this is how I decide. I don't test everything because there's so many things, and I expect other people's to, like old players to, like even older players than me, to have tested it all, everything, and just build upon that knowledge. But yeah, so usually when you see the terms like damage dealt, resistance, increase, decrease, those are just like true. They act like true, changes. So focus on those. This can be ignored. But what voice meant when he said temple is like these stones themselves. So it says 35%. It is not really 35% for this stone, but there are so many stones, so many of them, and when they when you start counting all of them on top of one and another, you you will see these numbers starts going up really, really, really high. And then you will see like why the stat, like you get stats, like why you get so much stats from temple. So yeah, so this is the reason, and I assume Boyce was talking about this. Let's see, different thing, ether, right? Yeah. So ether, that is one of the biggest source of getting a lot of stats, but this is really difficult to max as well. So I didn't focus on it much. But that was my mistake from my side. I just forgot how much impactful this was. But yeah, so how ether works and everything, yes, this is beyond the scope of this video. But what I just want to say is, like, if you have higher resonance here, you get more stats. Here you can see I should have gotten like 2064.5% more attack and health. Like it should have increased by that much, but do I get that much? Definitely not. But this number is so high that even if I was getting just 10% of it, even just 8% of it is still a lot, right? Like let's say if I was just getting 10% of it, I would have been I will be getting 200% increase. That is just it is making times, like whatever you have times 3, right? It is increasing your stats by 200%. Is like twice whatever you have plus twice the amount you have. So that is 3 times the amount you have right now, right? So yeah, but that is just an example. I don't know if it's 10%. I've not calculated. What I know is this is important. But what I think here is more important than just having resonance is the stones, the choice of stone itself, and that the choice actually depends on your formation, your hero mastery, your dev tree, your totems, like everything. There has to be some kind of synergy. So I can't tell, this is the best one, but I think this is the best one for me. For example, if you check this stone is really interesting. At level 10, what it does, it inflicts this status, and then it gives you more damage. Basically, it increases the damage taken from your hero on that unit, right? So this is basically helping you, kind of like giving you hidden stats. So you can think of it like that. but this stats only apply for these two specific heroes. So you get and more stats from here as well, like resonance. But these extra resonance, like at these levels, is 120% is definitely not 120%, maybe I don't know, 2-3% each, but like yeah, still becomes a lot. But this is very expensive to max, so I don't recommend it until you have almost all of the, like, not almost, like if you when you have all of the features max that you can max from your utility chest, then go for maybe maxing them. Otherwise I want, like, even I don't have everything maxed, though I have, I think, all the features max that I can max from my utility chest. But still, yeah, I'm not going for it because, like, it's good, but uh, I wanna purify Covenant more. Let's say that. And if you watch my previous videos, you will see how expensive it is, if you really want to get the good numbers. But I digress. So let's get back to our video. So the next thing is low rune core. So yeah, so this thing this is like a little bit like technical, actually, like, thing. But if you go to a lot of war and then development and then skill, sorry, rune. So I talked about, like, this small rune, right? Like how you get more damage, reduce damage taken with whatever from here, and this in other video, how I said you should increase your level to get more skills. But if you check the core itself, see, you get these extra value, right? Increase all unit attack and health. So these, okay, this enemy resistance, so these are other stats, but like we're just talking more about attack and health. So these value is like, it's really good. It is really good. Every time you level it up, you get a little bit more of these. So this is really good. Next one. So other thing Voice was talking about is Unistily. So let's see what it looks like. So if you go here, sorry, here Unistily, and then check this on this one. So yeah, so these milestones, you see, you have more, increase all units attack by 20%, so more attack there. There should be others as well to do. You can see is like my my Unistily is like really low. So this is why I'm kind of weak. Even if I have like a lot of stars, I'm kind of weak against a lot of people, because yeah, I'm not level it up. I will. I'm my focus will be to work on this in the coming months. So hopefully I can get back to my like, higher strength. But yeah, so here you can see all increase all units health and attack by 20% as well. So yeah, so these are really important. But I wouldn't level up Unistily to get these stats again, because like all the stats, they are OP. Yeah, whatever stats you get are OP, and then when you level them up, like there are so many, like OP things, like reduce all units damage taken from heroes by this, all units damage taken from Lord of War and dragons by this. So these things are OP, right? But like these things, they don't give much, like it's good, it's not bad, it's good. But I would only level it up if I have to. So which is when, like, let's say if I have enough to level it up to 3-star, I would have to get all of them to level 20 to get the whole unit to 3-star, right? So in that case I would do that. But then right after that I would get these to level 30 and then wait. So this is how you save and then prioritize on the important things, right? So yeah, so this is what he meant by Unistily, I think. Yeah, so let's see his other comment. So he's talking about potential, right? So let's see. So this is what I actually missed in earlier video as well. So then when I was talking about how you get, also like when I was talking about how you get more resistance in the resistance video, I actually forgot about this. So if some people I actually noticed, they noticed that I missed this. And in that video I said, like, maybe I would talk about 20 places. I would show you 20 places how to do that, right? But I only showed you 19. So the 20th was supposed to be potential. Somehow I missed it, right? But again, and anyway, so if you come here, you see it says every damage taken is reduced by 18%. For each hero, like one side is reduced damage taken by, other side is either so for example, for average it's like increased magic damage. For supporting heroes, it's like increase the physical damage of friendly troop units. Some will increase magical damage of troop units. Some will increase um, so this is increased magic damage, and some will increase their own attack physical damage, right? So yeah, it depends, but this one is the magic damage reduction. But the one voice was talking about is the third one here. I think, I hope, because this worker blessing, this is kind of cheap to get, very cheap actually. um, we want to get like these four for all your heroes anyways, right? And then you on so that you can unlock both of these and get a lot of what is it called, I don't know, attribute points. Yeah, attributes, a lot of attributes, because like you see, for each point lead you get more attack, more magic, more health, more attack speed. So yeah, so this is why you want to get them, right? But after that you might just stop there, but you want to get this as well. So this increase your hero stats by a lot, so these all these 9999%, like they start stacking. And once you start like getting more, more and more into but it starts getting expensive. But yeah, there are selfish what do you call, nodes as well. But yeah, but then there are also this which increases everybody's. So yeah, but then at least always have all your heroes unlock this one first, and you'll see a lot of stats increase on your heroes. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, so I think um, this might be it, but let's see if anybody else has any other thing. Yeah. um at the end of the day, this game is really complicated. You wanna understand, you wanna understand, like, and like read, I guess first read and then understand every feature, and see, test yourself if the claim they are making is true, and then you start getting an idea of like what the terms, the statements mean in this game. Because like this game is not primarily English, so they have to translate it. So there might be translation issues and other stuff. So one good idea is to actually just play this game in Chinese. So I think you guys already know how to change language, but if you don't, like, you can just go to options and then do language, right? And then choose one of these. So one of these is traditional, one of these is what do you call, like simplistic or something, like they have two languages, right? I'm really sorry for not remembering it, but by the looks of it, this looks like very traditional, complicated. This looks simplified, modern, right? So just maybe pick whatever you want, and then once it is loaded, use your Google Translate app or something, and then, or Google Lens, whatever, and then try to understand the translation yourself. Well, a lot of times you will understand it better than just depending on the game's translation. All right, I think that is all for this video. And yeah, of course, leave comments, let me know if I still miss something. I sometimes I sometimes make mistakes myself. Sometimes I just forget. Sometimes it just I just say something else. There's something else on my mind, but I say something wrong, right? So all these things can happen. So yeah, make sure you correct me so that people don't get the wrong knowledge, or like no wrong idea. And having said that, I will see you in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe, and bye.